should be balanced. It should be clean. Be surprised one bit if the open just drops this thing and we stay below this fair value gap. Yeah, I'm not too worried about midnight opening range at the moment. Price is either seeking liquidity. Price is always doing two things, seeking liquidity and filling in imbalances. Where's the liquidity? We have daily low liquidity. What's resting below the daily low? The 4-hour fair value gap down here. That is my draw on liquidity today. I'm almost 90% positive we'll see price down there. And again, it's simply because this 4-hour, the 4-hour candle looks like this right now. It's not going to come down here for no reason. We're fixing to engulf the previous 4-hour bullish candle. That's what I would assume. We're respecting bearish PD arrays on the way down. That's going to bring down that 4-hour candle. We have first target, daily low. And we have that fair value gap down here. There's the open. Back into the EOB. Minute sell side imbalance as well. Let's see what we start doing. Send her on down. H, you're the only one having sound issues at the moment. There y'all go. We're sinking lower. We're sinking. We're sinking. We're staying below our bearish PD arrays. Open up the new candle at 9:30. That retest of the 15-minute EOB was just to fill in the 10-minute right here. 10-minute bearish fair value gap. Now, if we can stay below there, yeah, we should see price keep sinking lower. We don't want to see them back up in there if we're going to start trending, okay? We want to see it keep going. Come on back up a little bit. Little booger. Let's see if they want to go down to that. If we can get a nice strong 4-hour close or not. $9.34. This is what I was worried about. These little gaps. That's all right. Let's see if they can start making their way back down again, though. The closer we get to 10 a.m., I want to see them start coming back down. Little volume imbalance right there. I saw that before. It's little things like that really can they can dictate price. It's the weird part. Something as little as that. Not a lot of people see things like that, but watch, they'll probably come up in here and fill that in. And depending on what happens after that, I may go back in. And if bearish, we really are watching this fair value gap right here also. We want them to stay below that for sure. Yeah, I seen that as well, Jackie. That's what we noted when we did have the London rally. They didn't quite make it up there to that gap. I'm not sure how relevant that'll be for today's session. If we break on up through our bearish arrays, then yeah, we could be targeting that gap. But as of right now, I'm still bearish, okay? I'm not flipping my bias yet. I'm still bearish. I'm bearish until we violate the fair value gap that was once respected here. Just trying to see what they do once they fill this in. When you stretch it out, you can see it right in here. It's creating it. All right, so we're coming up to it. Let's see how they respond. So there's the 30-minute volume imbalance. Don't just try to copy everything I do, all right? I'm risking this because risk to reward. I'm risking this for this. So we're looking at about a 6R trade if they want to reverse this. R R R R R. Trading is hard. Are they coming for me? I don't know. Pretty, pretty, please. Sink down low. Of course, they could start consolidating. So what I'm just trying to anticipate the 4-hour closing price in 20 minutes, wanting to see if they can close it below. If they were going to, by default, that would bring price back down. So here's that 30-minute time frame again. So far, pretty nice response from that volume imbalance. Let's see if they can keep going. That volume imbalance is right here. At this point in time, I really don't even want to see them back up there. We'll see what they do. I don't want to hear anything. It's 50 points. Holy shit, this is terrifying. Why you guys gotta make me feel like this? Trying to trade after coming off 2 losses 2 days in a row is freaking hectic. Makes you feel like you don't know what you're doing. Makes you feel like, scared to enter a trade. But I just gotta follow my system. And risk to reward, risk to reward. I would love to hold this all the way down to that 4 hour fair value gap. That's what I'm gonna try my best to do. I'm not gonna take, if we can even get to the daily low, I'm not even gonna partial there personally. I want to hold this since I'm on 100K and I'm only in with five micros. I want to hold this. Where will how many points does that take profit? Way down there. We're looking at 200 and at the minimum 200 points. There's y'all about 60 points right there. ICT teaches to shoot for 25, 30 points a day. There's 2 days worth of points. I don't want to hear nothing. Now, do you guys see why these gaps sometimes, you guys hear me overthink? It sounds like I'm overthinking, which I am at times, but now do y'all see why I pay such close attention to all these tiny little gaps in price? Now do you see why? Look at this, that little tiny gap. No one's even gonna pay any attention to that. No one can even see that. Hell, I can't even see it unless you open up the chart and expand it. There it is. The analysis was to watch what they do once they hit that. We don't want to see them go above this upper respected bearish fair value gap. If we are bearish, we don't want to see that. So you're risking bearish PD arrays. That's essentially what the risk is. You're risking and you're just hoping that the bearish PD arrays will hold. Oh, I should have done the free live stream today. Them boys would have been happy. But there's y'all's trade. There's my trade. There's a redemption for the last 2 days. $10-minute EOB. Watch how price, if you didn't enter at all where I entered, watch about 3 more minutes. See if we can get an EOB on the 10-minute. 5-minute no wick. So price, yeah, you're right. We're probably going to come back up into here, which makes me want to take some profit because they could come back up here. But there on a 10-minute would be the 10-minute EOB entry. Regardless, we're hitting daily low. Great level for partials. Look at that freaking entry. I'm going to go ahead and take 70% off here. Give me a fucking W. Yeah, be counting me out. Don't count me out, man. Just fucking support me. Have my back, man. Pat me on the back when I'm down. I just need some support from you guys. Oh, that was a fun one. Go ahead, manage trades appropriately. Take something off here. We're taking out the daily low. And we have that no wick on the 5-minute. Great call out. We know price could, if it wants to, it can come back and fill that in. Therefore, we want to go ahead and secure profits down here. We're running liquidity out. We have that 5-minute no wick CB area, but our overall target, we're going to try our best to hold some for this lower target, the 4-hour fair value gap. So this is what I'm saying, guys. We can't, I know the last 2 days was rough in here. Analysis wise, no, it wasn't rough, but what I did, and I know you guys are really watching what I do more than what I say, and that's understandable. So yesterday, it was just me fucking up. Simple as that. I should have went long yesterday, and that shit still kills me. Have you all ever done that before? You have a setup, it's beautiful, like you have your analysis and you say you're gonna do this right at this level, and then you do the complete opposite for no apparent reason, and then the regular thing works. Have you all ever done that? Like that happens to y'all? It, okay, just checking. Like that was the dumbest thing I've ever done yesterday. Like over the last 6 months, that was probably one of the dumbest things I've done. I felt so retarded after watching that go long yesterday, after watching it fly higher. I felt like the biggest idiot ever. And then y'all remember what the 1 minute did? After hitting our 15-minute level, the 1 minute expanded, came back. There was like an IFVG and a bullish fair value gap blended together. Beautiful reaction. Time frame alignment. Blasted off higher. So yeah, this is why we wanted to take something off. Here's the new 10-minute candle. We're going to be watching what we're doing here. Okay. If you just absolutely wanted to do something, I guess you could try this, but don't get your hopes too far up. We took out sell side liquidity, the daily low. Yeah, we have another discount inefficiency lower, but just don't get your hopes up. You guys know what the market's been doing lately, right? We go to the 5 minute, we're probably filling in that 5 minute city right now. That's what we're seeing. And this is why we paid ourselves down here, because we're not okay. We're not trying to give back 90 freaking points. We don't want to do that. No. 90 points. Who the frick wants to give that back? But now we got a 10-minute EOB, and we want this to send us lower to our overall target for today. That's what we're going to be keeping our eyes on. I mean, I'll be honest, if it was me by myself and I wanted to be greedy, I'd be, you know, there's a chance I could enter another trade right here. Just making that aware. It's the 950 macro. The degenerate finesse would be going short again with stop loss at EOB body high. Just throwing that out there, okay? Just throwing it out there in the wind. Wherever that wind drifts, that idea, I don't know, but that's something that I would do. And we'll see how we start the trade in here. No, no, no. Good call out. Whoever told me about the 5 minute no wick and said be careful, that was a great call out. I don't know who it was, but someone said it. I immediately went to the 5 minute, saw it. Oh shit, Jackie's right. I gotta take something off this trade because I know they can come back to that exact level. We ran out daily low, sell side liquidity, pulled all the way back up to that exact level right there. 5 minute no wick, right cheer. And then we just said, what did we just put in the air? What did we just say? We said, oh, if we're going to continue to our overall direction, what could happen? We could continue selling off from here. 10-minute EOB, 5 minute no wick, sell side imbalance. We're trending with a logical reason to trend, aka to bring that 4 hour candle down, aka to come to the 4 hour fair value gap down here. So just throwing that out there. I told you guys if you didn't enter where I entered up here, you could enter on the 10-minute EOB. Y'all heard me say that once before it was even confirmed. Before this new 10-minute candle opened, we were already talking about the 10-minute EOB. And there it goes. So there's no excuse for anyone to not be in shorts right now with us. Vanessa gets the best entry though. The entry no one else can see. I got lucky. But of course I wish I would have entered again here. But my losses my performance the last 2, 3 days just wasn't allowing me to do it. And I hope you guys can understand that and appreciate that. Here we go. Goaded analysis. Ali, what were we talking about yesterday? We spoke this into existence. We literally spoke this into existence today. The ones that were in the premium chat, I think it was Pablo, Ali, and whoever else was reading it. We were talking about, we said, watch today. It was yesterday. We said, watch today, make its way, be bearish. I'm expecting bearish price action to go to that 4-hour fair value gap. This is the first part of the whole thing. We're going to be watching what we do. Here goes part two. Once we hit this pink zone down below, that's going to be part two. Do I wish I would have traded this on my fundeds? Fuck yeah. 10 lots each account. Oh, I'd be up like freaking $8,000 right now, real money. It's weird how it just works like that. It's weird. That's what it feels like. I understand. Like, oh, I can take all these trades on my eval, but as soon as I go to the funded, shit just flops. That's what it feels like, but that's not reality. That's not true. It feels like that because you're just trading at the wrong time. Bad trading day, bad trading conditions, bad trade overall. This is fucking beautiful though, guys. This trade right here is absolutely beautiful. I love it. I feel great. You guys doing all right? Yeah, hold this bitch. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. We're holding this bitch. Martin, you in here? Martin, you better enter one of these. I don't care if you better have copied the analysis today. There's no point to close here. You know why? They're not coming down here for no apparent reason. They're coming down here. We'll give it 5 more minutes, okay? 5 more minutes to see if they want to push a little bit harder and give us the exit by 10 a.m. Because we know 10 a.m. can open the new candle and trade up some against us. So we're going to give it 5 more minutes to get down to our target. That'll bring us to 3 minutes. That'll bring us to 10 a.m. And let's see if they can give us the last piece. See, I wish I could have entered again, and then it shows both my entries. Like it would show my running position up here, and then show my running position here, like how Forex used to be. I wish it would do that. We're gonna give it 2 more minutes, 2 more minutes. In the next 2 minutes, we could see this thing just go doink all the way down for another 50-point drop in 2 minutes. They don't have to, but we're watching. Then we'll take a partial if we don't. I feel bad for the guys that wanted the free stream today. I feel bad for them. I told them today or tomorrow I would do it. I wish I would have done it today. That way I don't have to do it tomorrow and it'd be done and over with. No, Ali said, hell no. Nah. You don't think I would have done it? I probably wouldn't have took this. If we had all the free people in here, I wouldn't have took this entry up here probably, but I would have taken, I either would have chased an entry somewhere in here or entered on the 10-minute EOB. But this just goes to show you, like, even if you miss best case scenario, 9 out of 10 times, like maybe not even 9, maybe like 7 out of 10 times, they usually are going to give us a good entry model. This happens when we have a target in mind that we believe price is going to go to, and we're still, a good amount of ways away from it. And we come off, we start respecting arrays, right? First array was these two black lines, fair value gap. Second array was this blue zone right here, 30-minute volume imbalance. And then we create another array in the form of our favorite array, enhanced order block, not just no regular order block, the enhanced version of it, the ones that give you entry right away. And if you're correct, they're going to expand right away. That's why they're enhanced. All right, I'm going to take another partial here. Last little piece, I'll hold, see if they can give me that final target, which I do believe is coming. I mean, I don't care. We're coming up right now. I'm not scared of that. It's a brand new 4-hour candle, brand new hourly candle, brand new 15-minute candle. They got to do something, right? I still believe the target for today is going to be lower down here. Whether they give it to me before taking my trailed stop, I don't know. Don't really care. It's a 5-minute displacement candle. We're rebalancing at the moment. You got your 3-minute bearish order block right here. So we want them to stay below the 3-minute bearish order block, preferably. But now there can be no new entries, okay? No new entries now. The 1 minute we got all these gaps that were created on the way down. See, usually you want to see them make this cleaner on the way down. If this candle had opened here, traded up and rebalanced the displacement candle, then traded lower, I would anticipate them to not, have such a strong pullback like this. But due to them coming down so quick, leaving behind all the inefficiencies, that's when they come back the most. But if they have plans to come down here and they wanted to do it inside of the previous 4-hour candle, the one that just now closed, they wouldn't have left those gaps like that. They would have had it and they would have balanced everything while they moved lower, giving them no reason to revisit these levels. You know what I'm saying? So at this point in time, I got my trade running, my last little partial. That's going to be in profit. I do want the stop on that just a little higher. This is why we close at 10 a.m. Because what do we always expect the new 4-hour candle will usually do? Especially if the previous one, the one that closes at 10 a.m., when it closes so strong, especially we have a bullish candle here also, the new one can open and rebalance. That's going to wash away a lot of profits. That's why you manage. We'll see what we do here in a couple minutes, see if they can find any sort of resistance. This would just give me another reason to call out another shorting opportunity because, not right at the moment, not like right now, but maybe later in the session or maybe even for PM if they leave this alone, because this is their overall target for today. They're not going to leave this alone. This is the draw on liquidity today. If they, for whatever reason, if they don't find their way down here today and we start to just come back up and consolidate and do whatever, and they leave this alone, I would go, okay, tomorrow's daily candle is going to open. It could possibly consolidate, accumulate, dip lower into this level, find a daily low, and then go higher. So they would use this as a reason to put in the next day's daily low. But regardless, if they want to come here today, the analysis remains the same. You want them to stay below this bullish candle here. And since I've already taken off 90% of my trade, I'm moving my stop up a little bit even higher. Well, good. Good, 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 good. Glad you guys could get her done today. Good job, bud. Good job. That 30-minute entry was wild. Y'all probably never seen anything like that before. Look at that 30-minute level that we called out right here. It was a bullish candle up here. I saw some of y'all's comments. It looks bullish. It looks bullish. And then in my head, I'm like, of course you're going to say it looks bullish. That's the obvious. That's what they want you to think, right? They want you to think it looks bullish. It was a giant bullish candle. It takes a lot of courage and balls to try to short that. If you're by yourself, no, it doesn't take any courage really, because especially if you're on an eval or some shit like that. But to do it live, that was scary. I'm not gonna lie. And then look at the reaction after we hit that. 200 points lower. 200 points lower from there. That was nuts. All right, my job is done. Gotta get that shit off my chest. Like, I know I don't preach that I give signals, but after coming off of, a rough start to the week, it felt like I had to give a signal. Like that's what it felt like today, and I don't like that feeling at all. I don't want to ever feel like that. But coming off of back-to-back losses, it felt like it's just what it felt like I was doing. But now that I got that done out of the way, now I feel like I can relax a little bit more and just do the normal read, trade, and I don't feel like I have to give a quote unquote uh, profitable, successful signal. Well, good. I hope you're here for that. Yeah. But at the same time, obviously, I want to be able to trade good also, right? I trade the best when I'm under no pressure. That's why y'all saw us smacking a bunch of wins in a row back to back to back for like 3 weeks straight. Because we didn't have any new faces in the group. I was used to everyone. All the guys that were in here, I had already gotten used to y'all. Here in the last week and a half, we got a handful of new faces, which I love. I love having everyone new. But we just one day at a time. That's all. One day at a time. You just can't get overconfident because we all know what happens. Market will humble us real quick. Anywho, if you took the trade, first entry, second entry, profits, P&L, numbers, evals, fundeds, I don't care. A screenshot of your chart with the trade, don't matter. Post it in the live stream results channel. B, it's entirely up to you, man. It's situations like this where I don't like to give advice when the majority, the lion's portion of the move has already played out. We've already come off this level we called out. We've already come off this level once that offered a handful of pips. I'm saying pips, points. And then now here we are at 10 o'clock. Now you want to take a trade. It's entirely up to you at this point. I'm not going to say yes. I'm not going to say no. You see what I'm looking at my chart. If we're going to come down here today, we want them to stay below this candle here, preferably this zone. But, I can't confidently sit here and say, yep, that's beautiful. This is going to happen. We have that zone. We have a target. You know, that's it. It looks like it's not going to work because we're coming up so quickly, but you got to keep in mind there's a reason why we're coming up also. We did take out daily low. We did open up a new 4-hour candle, and we're rebalancing the displacement in here. Mind you, we're coming up to the 4-hour bearish order block as well, right here, which just so happens to blend with that 10-minute order block. This candle closed bullish, so if this was going to work, I would anticipate the next 10 minutes to close bearish. We want to see this new candle trade down and close bearish if it were going to work. If they're not ready to do it, then they're not ready to do it. But it's entirely, you're on your own from here. Obviously, you don't want to leverage a whole lot, okay? But I don't want to see them even come up to here. I don't want to see them even go above this candle's high. I want to see them stay below there. Yeah, if you've already, yeah, don't give that money back. I'm not giving shit back. Uh-uh. Mm. That's how you ruin your day. If I enter, let's just say I entered, oh, I want more. I want to be greedy. They may come down here, and I go another five micros, and I put my stop up here, and they come all the way up there. Guess what? That'd probably be like a $500 loss. I would end the day with like $200, and I'd be pissed. I'd feel like all this happened for no reason. My first initial good trade was for no reason at that point. That's just gonna lead me to try to take even another trade because I'm not happy because my overall P&L is $200. I'm not happy, so I'm gonna try to get more now for no reason. And it's just one thing after another. It's the domino effect. Sometimes, yeah, you can make it work, but more times than not, we know how that ends, and it does not end well. And shit, guys, I know I haven't been recording the streams on Zoom lately. I apologize. I thought I was recording this one, but I'm not. And I feel bad because it was a good learning Zoom. The ones that aren't too educational, boring, we don't get a good trade, yada yada yada. I don't like posting those because you just waste the time. You're not going to get a whole lot of sauce from it. But good ones like this, where you have good examples, good education, good content, and they're successful.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back.
They're good to
Today we're in
post,
Medina,
but
Minnesota, and we're getting ready to walk through a beautiful
I wish I would have
European.
recorded this one. So I apologize. That just means I'll have to do a recap. So as soon as we hop off here, I'll jump straight to the recap and get it posted. Even though the IG reel essentially would be a recap. But not every little thought and detail is in that. What's these LTFs doing? Yeah, so you could possibly, say, hey, they reacted from this no wick area here. According to Finesse's no wick strategy, he says once they react at a no wick level, if price is going to remain in that direction, they generally don't go back there. Usually, if they're going to be going to their overall target, that's what would occur. But we could say the same thing for yesterday, going to yesterday. See, this don't look too well. The giant bearish candle, then we immediately come all the way back up. That's not really the best thing you want to see. If they were going to come down to this target, they should have just done it, then pull back up. But that same thing can be said for yesterday, which it's true, you know. Here's the no wick entry from yesterday. We hit it. Once we start trading away from it, we don't want to see them go back to that very level that was respected, the no wick, respected low. As price starts to pull up like that, you don't want to see them go back there. And then you see the rest. But once their target was met, right, then they're allowed, and you'll see them violate it. So we'll see what occurs here. Brand new 15-minute candle. All right. This candle right here will be important, and it's going to tell us whether we're going to get this final TP or not. This new 15-minute candle. Yes, you're thinking the same thing I'm thinking. If we're going to see lower prices even more, the new 15-minute candle, I'd say the same thing I said about the 10-minute. 10-minute didn't do it, but here's a 15. We'll see what we do in here. If lower prices want to start coming in, they would need to do it in the next 15 minutes and see it come on all the way down below the bullish candle low. So let's watch what they do over the next 15 minutes. Fuck the PM. It's early New York still. And we still got a target in mind that they did not hit. We'll see. Now we would look at this. So this is how my brain thinks sometimes. Look, so this is a 15-minute fractal that we could see that play out. To confirm it and to get more details, I'd go to my 30-minute. Now, why would I go to the 30-minute time frame? Because I go up here, I look at my clock, it's 10:17 a.m. This 15-minute candle is going to bring us to 10:30, which is a 30-minute fractal. Therefore, I'd go to my 30-minute chart. I'd look, see what the 30-minute looks like. Here's the 30-minute candle. It opened, it traded up, it rebalanced the displacement. So it's possible to continue bearish because we're coming off of all these bearish candles, right? So therefore, let's just watch. Let's watch it together. I'm tightening up my trailed stop. Some woman joined yesterday, and if you're listening, it is what it is. She joined one day, saw the stream yesterday, and then immediately wants to start complaining. Ugh. Give it some time, lady. you want to learn, okay? You learn. You can't, that's why I said, there's a lot of people in here, you don't judge it by one session. Let it happen. Let it play out. Let it happen. Give it a chance. And I say that for your own benefit. I don't promise anyone making money. I don't ever promise that. I never promise money. I don't do that. But what I do promise is you're going to learn. You're going to learn how I view price. I do promise that. Oh yeah, the way this is printing right now, I would assume the same thing. We don't want to see them go back up. This sucker's going down. They have a reason. It's all about the reasoning behind it. There's a reason why this is occurring. We have a inefficiency down here. If we're trending lower, what happens after an up close candle? If we're trending and we have an overall objective in mind, we want the next candle to completely engulf that up close candle. That's what makes an order block a lot of times, right? It's the engulfing pattern. And the way I view it when it occurs, well, there's only, I thought it said 20 seconds. Oops. As price is trading up, yes, we're rebalancing the civvy, right? On multiple time frames, 4 hour, 30-minute, 15-minute. We're rebalancing, yes. Coming back to our 10-minute EOB level, yes. We have a target in mind down here, yes. But the main thing is when price is going higher, it's getting more expensive, right? Price is getting more expensive as it goes up. Smart money wants to sell at the highest price possible. You want to sell your home. If you're selling your house, you want to sell it at the highest price possible, right? Right. When price is going higher, it's getting more expensive. That's why we see the next candle. If we have every reason to go lower, if the narrative is built, right? We got everything in line like we do right now. That's why you see and expect the next candle to engulf below the green one because we're getting more expensive, more expensive, more expensive, more expensive. And then you blend PD arrays with that, you blend your narrative with that, and then you see the response. Zunk. Smart money doesn't want people to sell. That's why they say sell high. Smart money sells high and buys low. Are we selling high? Are they selling high right now? Yes. We have a huge pullback all the way up. That's the way my brain thinks about order blocks. Whether that's true or not, I don't care, but that's what it feels like to me. I think, buddy, whoever was talking about a reentry here, you just got offered a handful of points. You just got offered another 100 points. We're gonna watch how we close this candle in 7 minutes. That's most important. We don't want to see them. So if you went short up here, whoever that was, whoever is shorting up here, we don't want to see them come back there. So go ahead and trail your stop loss to break even, okay? We don't want to see them come back up here. Especially if we get the closure how we want. I mean, you could take a partial here. I mean, you're up 80 to 100 points. You could manage. Take a partial, pay yourself, trail it to where I said we don't want to see them back up here. So pay yourself something and you can trail to break even. If they come back all the way, guess what? It's all right. You got stopped out break even. And then also, that's why you partialed. But at the same time, it's looking really good that you're about to get rewarded even more. It's very possible. Oh, Dom Ray. Dom Ray, you killing it today, bud. I see you. I see you. A 1 minute fair value gap. Well, that's a big old black candle. Let's get out of there. I want to keep it on this time frame for 3.5 more minutes. Yeah, this thing's going lower, guys. I wouldn't imagine they come all the way back up. There's a reason to come down here. If we go to the 4 hour time frame, look what we got. Oh shit. They already hit it. My bad. We already hit the 4 hour fair value gap. Whoops. Or is that wait, no he didn't. No he didn't. No he didn't. That was my mouse box I drew. Shit. That's funny. I thought that was the legit candle. Whoops. No, we haven't hit it yet. We haven't hit it. That was funny. My bad, my bad, my bad. Let's see what we do. That was funny though. I was like, oh shit. It's like, why are the charts messing with me so much lately? Remember yesterday I was freaking out. I was like, wait, we hit the 3 month fair value gap already? And I'm still confused by that because on this chart right here, MNQH 2026 shows that we did it, but every other chart shows that we did not. So I'm like, the fuck am I supposed to do with that? Oh, this is beautiful. I hope you guys are taking advantage of this. Seriously. I hope you guys are freaking. What would you rather do? Full port CPI or full port a day like today? I'd rather full port days like today. When you have a good freaking day trending in one direction, I'd be way more confident in leveraging days like this as opposed to trying to leverage CPI. Like, come on now, really? Every other scroll on Instagram was someone saying, "I blew 5 fundeds on CPI today," and then but of course they get thousands of likes. It's like, why? You know. And then it shows them getting filled at their buy stop, but immediately it fills them somewhere else, and they're immediately down like 5 Gs. So what did you really? What do you expect? There's no shortcuts. Stop trying to cheat the system. There's no shortcuts. Oh yeah, fuck yeah. I would rather do this. I would have rather over leveraged something like this. I didn't use a whole lot of risk. I started my trade with 5 micros, but I am on the 100K. So and it's eval. I probably should have done a little bit more, but whatever. I'm coming off that loss, like I told you guys, so I had to control myself. I could have easily entered the 10-minute order block again on the first entry and got this 150-point drop. I could have entered again on the retest, expecting this bearish candle here to do what it's doing right now. You guys see me do shit like this all the time. And my normally it's for PM session. You guys, I got videos where I do the same exact thing. I'm expecting price to engulf the bullish candle. I go in there on a lower time frame, look for reasons on a lower time frame, aka bearish PD arrays, that would send our candle lower. And there it goes. It's called candle alignment, time frame alignment with the correct narrative and the correct conditions. Now tell me that wasn't just gangster. 125 points. Tell me that's not gangster. And then here's our 10-minute EOB. Here's where we were saying, if you missed both the trades, there you go. Now, why can you still do this? You can still do this because it was only 10 o'clock, 10 after 10, and the overall objective has not been met, which is right here. So now what are we expecting? We're expecting our final TP to get hit. Yes, we would allow them to come up a little bit, but we're fixing to just slam right into it. So an overall from my entry, how many points down? 210 points so far, and we're probably fixing to see about 250. From the 10-minute EOB, worst case scenario, 150 or so points, which the cool thing about this is, look, it first initially offered 150 points. Fucking awesome, right? And then we come back up. That's scaring everyone, but it's just a rebalance. That's all it is with a 4-hour time frame. Just a rebalance. You don't change your bias when you see a bullish candle. Okay? I know it's scary, but you don't do that. The only way you can change your bias and tell yourself you're wrong is if one of your main PD arrays gets broken and violated. And there goes final target getting smacked right there. I hope you guys enjoy. Beautiful. It's a beautiful price leg right there. And there's 46 people in here. Why was there 65 people in here an hour ago? I don't get it. I don't understand. I wish I could understand. I hope they didn't miss it. That's their fault. Yeah, I'm hoping they took the trade and then dipped. Oh, okay, okay. Thank you, D. I know we're all crazy. But that's it, guys. That's it. We talked about this, Ali. Ali and Pablo. We was in there yesterday. We said today could be a banger day. Why? Because we got a daily bias. Bearish. We spoke this shit into existence, literally. And this is why I don't fear losing trades, because I know how price prints. And it's only a matter of time before we get another, good high probability. This is high probability right here, guys. High probability. So plug it into your brains. The reason why price should go lower. So that takes us back to, what I always say. When you arrive at a session, no matter where you are in price, the most important thing, what what has most recently happened? Where are we coming from? What are we currently doing? And where can we go? That's it. And then how to find all those answers is with PD arrays, right? But I prefer to use a very select few of PD arrays when I do this. But then you have to use time frame alignment, filter through time frames, and just come to your conclusion. We know when price is moving up or down, when the trend is bearish and price has a reason to go lower, we know how it's going to. What usually happens when we go lower, we're either filling in fair value or we're respecting EOBs. 10-minute EOB is the reason and what helped the 4-hour candle close bearish. That's why EOB is so good, because no matter what price is doing, this is what makes price move up or down. That's why, you'll see previous EOBs all the time, right? That like outside of a kill zone or something on like a 1 minute time frame, you'll see it work for a handful of points, and then all of a sudden it gets traded through. Yeah, it did its job. Somewhere, maybe on a 5 minute, the 5 minute candle was retracing somewhere just for whatever reason, right? All right, entire trade's done. Target hit, everything done. But yeah, it just that's how candles print. I don't know. Yes, they can fail, you can get it wrong, all that stuff, but when you're right, you're right. So just for fun, I'm going to stop the recording I got going on. Can you guys give me a dub in the chat though, real quick for the vid? Dubs in the chat. Just spam W. There we go. Nice. Dubs, 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 dubs. All right, we're good. Just for fun, let's look at what happened. I'm sure you guys were looking at this. I wasn't. Let's look at the lower time frame and just see what happened. Okay, I'm gonna take everything off. So but real quick, we're aligning time and price here. There's no telling how far down they want to go, but we know this was our target, right? Yeah, they could plummet this thing, and who knows? Who knows, right? They could come even lower and, you know, come all the way down to the down close candle. They still got room. We don't 100% know that's what's coming, but if you want to hold a partial and trail it for some extra points, you might be able to squeeze another 100. Who knows? But it's time of day I'm also paying attention to. It's 10:40. We're approaching that 11 o'clock mark, and price has filled in the fair value. So I'm okay with allowing them to, miss a. I'm okay with missing some more. I was able to capitalize on the majority of it, so I'm fine. But on the way down, oh shit, what do you know? Oh, it's something. It's something else, isn't it, guys? Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? Look, there's the no wick 5 minute entry that price never came back to. You see that? We broke down, we came back up, we're hanging out in here. What's the candle pattern? Let's just say you missed everything here. You missed everything. You miss everything, and you're waiting for some sort of sign to get in the short because your target's down here. There's sell side liquidity below the low here. Your target's down here. You missed everything, and you want an entry pattern. This is my number one entry pattern right here. Up close, down close. That's it. That's my favorite pattern right there. Whether you just go ahead and short here, put your stop above there, whether you wait for them to pull up some, you sitting out, next candle opens, we're anticipating lower prices. That's why you would trust this fair value gap here. You would trust that. Okay. Bearish order block, bearish fair value gap, engulfing pattern, just everything. Every time frame is telling you and showing you price wants to go lower. And then our narrative and the reason why price should go lower was down here. Why? Because price is always hunting liquidity and or filling in inefficiencies. They stop shy of it, open up the new 4-hour candle, rebalance, manipulate, they're trading higher, and then they create the pattern here, entry, exit, that could be your trade right there for today, and you'd be done. 120 points. Now, I want to remind you guys, okay? You see how beautiful this is, okay? I just want you guys to understand this. You guys have seen me take trades like this, right? And what ends up happening? You guys have seen it. You guys have seen me try to trade this in the past, and what happens? They do some shit like this, and it doesn't work. So I'm reminding you this because I want you guys to understand, if we fail a trade, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't mean you're a bad trader. But this could have easily happened, right? If price wasn't bearish and if price didn't have an urgent target in mind, or if they wanted to consolidate this or you're the wrong time of day, let's say it's the lunch session, then you get something like this, and they could just do whatever the heck they want at that point. But when they are trending and have, a narrative, and we're coming off previous respected arrays, where's the next closest logical PD array on this chart? Is there anything above? No, there's not. I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to be waiting for this up here, but that never gets filled. 9 out of 10 ICT traders would probably be waiting for this quote unquote fair value gap to get filled, but no, that's not that. It's already been utilized here. The no wick right there, it's already been utilized. They don't have to go up there. It's this one. It's the closest logical, reasonable PD array. Next candle opens, fair value gap, order block. Now, why do we want them to send that? Why should this? We already explained that, but just to add to it, remember, what time is that? That's 10:25. So we get one more 5-minute candle, which will bring us to 10:30, which will close out a 15-minute fractal also. Now, how did we want that 15-minute candle to close? Remember, we wanted it to close below the previous bullish candle. There's 5 minutes left before that candle closes. What happens? It happens. 30-minute bullish up close candle, 30-minute bearish engulfing down close candle. Time frame and fractal alignment. Narrative, logic. Why should that fair value gap work? Why should that order block work? And then you get exactly what we wanted. So I hope that makes sense. We've had multiple examples of that exact scenario in the past. They're on my Instagram. I've done a couple by myself during PM session, but I hope that makes sense to you guys. Blending those time frames together it's important. But you guys have seen me also try it and it fails, and you got to understand you can get it wrong, but when it works, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I don't think a whole lot of people between me and you guys, not a whole lot of people understand that. They haven't been exposed to think like that. The only way, no one taught me how to think like that. I had to teach myself how to think like that. So I hope you can appreciate that. And that's what you're paying $100 for a month. You're paying to learn how to think in a unique way. I'm done here. I'm gonna call it a day, guys. Good session. Good session. Look at that 30-minute fucking entry right there. Get the fuck out of here. Ain't no one looking at that. That was crazy. All right, guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow. We'll see how we react right here. Well, like I said, don't keep trying to trade. Don't keep trading. Target and time and price. It's already been met. Okay. we're going to watch how we close today. Because if we end up making a daily low here, whether it be now or PM or whenever, right? Or we dip down even a little further, who knows? We don't know at this point. We don't really care. But we're going to watch. And if we respect this for a low, Ollie, where could price go? I don't know. If we inverse the gap, we would assume new lows. But I honestly, I think it's like a 75% chance this holds up as a low here. I don't want to see us go through this gap. If I'm being honest, this gap's blended with the new week opening gap. Also, I want this to hold up as support, and I want this to shoot us on up above buy side liquidity up here. And I don't want that to happen today. I'm hoping they can chill out since this is a 4-hour time frame, right? It would be what for a 12, 16, 20. Okay, we got 5 more candles until tomorrow's session. So I want the next 5 candles to chill out, chill out a little bit, eventually find support and show us support off this level. And then we come in tomorrow wanting to go long. And then have another day just like today, but on the opposing side, long. Now, why? Because this is the only PD array in this bullish swing here. And there's potential because this market opened, the new week opened, and then we dropped and took out all the sell side. And according to this chart, they dipped into a 3-month fair value gap, which I've been waiting on. Therefore, if this is going to be the low, this could be a potential yearly low. I know, or it should be the monthly low, the 3-month low also. So I'm going to watch how this 3-month candle closes in the next 20 days, or however many days. I want this low to be a protected low. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. And if so, that would mean that's this low here that was formed right here. I'm not saying it's going to be, but that's what I'm watching. So when we responded from there and traded all the way up, the only inefficiency we left behind was here. So now I'm just thinking in terms of order flow, right? If that is going to be a low, right? And they're done making lows. And you see the response once we did that too. Consolidation, manipulation down into the fair value gap, distribution to buy side liquidity. I'm not saying to go long right now. I'm not saying that by no means. We're just watching. There is a deeper area though. The low, today's daily low is probably not in yet. This is the daily low. They need to come down in there and fill that. So keep that in mind. Do not try to go long. Okay? They should come down some more. Another 60, 70 points. And that's what we're seeing happen right now. See that reaction? Zoink. That's a stop hunt right there. That is a stop hunt. They need to come down here to 24,550. So yeah, that's a classic stop hunt right there. But we'll see them come down here. Anywho, I'll catch y'all tomorrow.